Explanation must be distinguished from justification. Every human action potentially has an explanation. Okay, sorry. So I have to start. So we're saying that explanation, like we must understand the difference between explanation and justification.
Okay.
Every human action potentially has an explanation. So everything that we do potentially has an explanation for it. That is, with enough knowledge, it would be possible to give an accurate description of the causes of that action.
Okay.
Action is justified only when the person performing the action has sufficient reasons for the action. So we're saying that if an action is justified only whenever there is sufficient reasons for doing it.
So is that a condition again?
Yep, because remember, only brings in necessary.
Mm-hmm.
According to many psychologists, even when there is a justification for an action, that justification often forms no part of the explanation. So,
Okay.
like, even whenever something is actually justified, the justification doesn't help explain it at all. Okay.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
Yeah, like the general principle, however, is that only an action whose justification that is the reasons for the action forms an essential part of its explanation is rational. Okay, so
Wow.
we're saying only an action whose justification forms an essential part of its explanation is rational. So for it to be rational, that means that the justification had a part of its explanation. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, which of the following can be properly concluded then?
When human, so do I do a prediction? But that was kind of,
I guess like maybe like justify an action is justified only has sufficient reasons for the action. I think that there's a difference between being justified and being rational.
okay. Well,
Well,
let's go. I guess we can go through the questions and find out, huh?
yeah. All right. So go ahead and read A.
When a human action is justified, that action has no explanation. That's false.
Yeah, that's the complete opposite.
Okay. If there are many reasons among the causes of an action, then that action is rational. Many reasons. That's not what they said.
Yeah, it is. If there are any reasons that cause the action, then it's okay. No, in order to be rational, the action whose justification is an essential part, like the justification has to be an essential part for something to be rational.
And I'm glad you said, I don't know why I saw many.
Oh,
any reason. Either way it goes, it was one of those words that threw me off.
Yep.
So, okay. C, some psychologists believe that the justification of an action never forms an essential part of its explanation. 2 words in there. That could be wrong. Maybe that's me. You know me, I take words and some believe that the justification for an action never forms an essential part of its explanation. That's wrong.
Yeah, we don't say a psychologist says that justification is never an essential part.
Okay, D, there are actions whose causes cannot be discovered. The reason, no.
Yeah, all we know is every action potentially has an explanation. We don't say that there's ones that can't be discovered.
Right. Okay, so E, if any human actions are rational, then reasons must sometimes be causes of those actions.
Absolutely, because that's what this last sentence says is an action whose justification, so the reasons for the action is an important part of its explanation, so why we did it, then it's rational. So that's why it's E. Awesome.